Hi, my name is Liudas Butkus, and in this episode of What to Hodl, I want to talk about 5 cryptocurrencies that you should know of without Bitcoin and Ethereum. So there's a lot of press about Bitcoin, and most of the people already have heard the name. Ethereum has also gotten a lot of press due to the ICO market that has boomed, and usually when there's people talking about ICOs, they also mention Ethereum. So these two have gotten tons of press. But there are a lot more cryptocurrencies, and there are more than 1,000 of them right now. And in this video I want to talk about 5 of them that are very big, but they still haven't gotten their spotlight in the news, but they do definitely deserve it. And sooner or later we will probably hear more about them. So why not learn about them today? So let's begin, and the first cryptocurrency on my list is Ripple. If you go to their page, what is Ripple? Well, in a few words, it is a cryptocurrency that wants to change the interbank payment system. Right now, the interbank payment system is a 1.6 trillion market annually. So there's a lot of money being transferred from bank to bank, and this whole market is 1.6 trillion. So not even Bitcoin is even near that. And Ripple is trying to conquer this market and to offer its solution to banks to use instead of the slow and expensive payment solution, and to use their fast cryptographic solution. Right now they have around 200 banks in their network, and they are growing, and chances are, if they manage to become the main way of sending money from bank to bank, they can grow tremendously. If we take into consideration the amount of money that's being transferred, is just massive. I'm not too sure, is this 1.6 trillion in annual costs? Is this just the fees but of the transactions between bank to bank? That's just massive amounts of money. So if Ripple manages to become the #1 solution, it will definitely boom, and we will know more and hear more about it. Now, in the cryptocurrency communities, Ripple is not very popular because it is not decentralized. They have a centralized business here, and yeah, that's the main reason why they get a lot of negative opinions in different communities about cryptocurrencies. But overall, I think it is a very big project, and it has a lot of potential, and that is Ripple. Next on my list is NAM. It is a cryptocurrency that has solved a lot of problems that Bitcoin has, and it has a very interesting concept, and it's probably one of the first and the biggest cryptocurrencies that has proof of stake, meaning that there is no mining, there is no wasting of electricity to confirm transactions. How the transaction confirming works on NAM? Basically, if you have 10,000 NAM, I think that has not changed. You can vest it. Once you have vested it, you can then start confirming transactions and get the associated fees. Only fees. There is no mining, there is no inflation. There is 9 billion tokens of NAM, and they get transacted around in this bubble. There is no inflation, no growing in the amount of NAM that there is. And basically, when you confirm transactions, you get the fees, because sending costs fees. And that's basically it. It also has features of Ethereum, where we can create tokens and stuff like that. Though they are not doing a lot of marketing, they are still at the top of cryptocurrencies, and right now it is number 9, and it has nearly 2 billion market cap. It has been for a while. The charts, I think, go back to 2013, 2015, so it has been for 3 years at least, if the charts don't lie. And it is a crypto that doesn't, as I said, doesn't do a lot of marketing. They want to bring in their solution first, and they want to get customers because they want to use it and grow like that. One thing I forgot to mention about their proof of stake is, for example, if you have 2 people that have vested 20,000 of NEM equally, and they are vesting, and basically they want to get paid as much as possible. The first node, the first person, is not doing any transactions. He will get less opportunities to confirm transactions than the one if the second node is regularly doing transactions, sending from one wallet to another, basically interacting in the blockchain. He will get more confirmations. There is a ranking that the nodes basically get, which is influenced by the amount of transactions that you're doing in the NEM market. So it wants to basically solve the problem that is happening with Bitcoin, where people are just holding their Bitcoin and not doing any transactions and not basically not creating any value with their money, not doing no commerce, because if you hold your Bitcoin, it grows in value. So if you spend it, you're losing out on these gains and percentages. So there's not a lot of incentive to use Bitcoin for purchasing. It's kind of a tricky thing for Bitcoin, but yeah, in them there is an incentive to use it for transacting. So this is it. This is the number 2 cryptocurrency. I like it very much. I hope it will grow more and more, and eventually they will start more aggressive marketing on their very, very good project. Next on the list, number 3, is IOTA. What is IOTA? Well, blockchain technology has already been there for 8-9 years. Bitcoin, I think, started out in 2008, so roughly that amount of time. And the blockchain technology has already grown a lot. It has improved, more development has happened, and IOTA is basically blockchain 2.0. How it works? So there is a network, and to send a transaction, there is no fees, but instead you need to confirm 2 other transactions. So there is no mining, but every single transaction is like a miner, and it needs to process 2 more transactions, basically hash them, or whatever is it called in this network. So the network is kind of self-sustaining. The more transactions, the faster they get confirmed, and that is how it runs. Currently, I think they are making transactions themselves artificially to run the network. That's like their pre-mining, so to say, though maybe that's a bit bad example of word, but yeah, they are making artificial transactions to run the network because there is not enough activity, but overall it should be self-sustaining because every single transaction confirms 2 more. So because there is no fees and everything is running very fast, it's very good for Internet of Things, for communicating between different devices. Right now, if you would want to send signals from one device to another, it is not encrypted, it is not secure. With IOTA, they are encrypted with cryptography, and the signals, the transactions are very secure, and it's very good for communication between devices. When Bitcoin launched, it was not popular the next day, even though how revolutionary the technology was. It takes time for people to realize what the technology can do, and I think IOTA is in a similar place right now. Well, the whole cryptocurrency market is in a similar place, but overall, IOTA is like blockchain 2.0, and it will take time for people to realize the whole potential of this project. So I'm not saying it will boom and become very successful very soon. I think it can be even ahead of its time right now, and I think it will take time for it to get traction. But overall, within a year or two or three, we will hear more about IOTA, or maybe a very similar cryptocurrency will come with a similar concept and dominate over it. We'll see, but this concept of a whole different kind of blockchain will definitely live on, and we will hear about it more in the future. Number 4 on my list is NEO. And it was previously named Anshares, then it got rebranded into NEO, and now there has been another rebranding of their website, and it is now looking like this. They are definitely working a lot on their marketing. What NEO is, it is a Chinese Ethereum, basically, the best explanation for it. But it is, in my opinion, miles ahead of Ethereum. Firstly, it has proof of stake. You don't need to mine it. You can just hold the coins, stake it, and you will get the mining rewards, and you will be securing the network and confirming transactions. Next, on Ethereum, you need to use Solidity programming language that basically no one knows. And if you would, as a business person, want to build something on Ethereum, you need to hire developers. And these developers will spend time on learning that new programming language instead of building the blockchain and doing all these concepts. So with Neo, there's Java and C# support right now, if I recall correctly, but they are also planning to add the Go language, JavaScript, and maybe several more. So it is quite easy to find developers that program in Java or C#, or in the future with JavaScript or Go. So it's much cheaper for a business to basically launch their token on a blockchain. So yeah, and the last thing is that on Ethereum, all these ICOs are clumped up in one single blockchain, and basically these ICOs, these smaller projects, they still need to do transactions and communicate around. So this whole one blob is filled with transactions and is very slow. On Neo, there is the main network, and ICOs are as small side chains that interact inside of these smaller blobs on these smaller blockchains, and if they need, they can interact with the main blockchain. So they are not in a whole bubble, in a big one bubble that cannot really scale properly, but they are in a smaller bubbles, and that's how they solve the scalability issues. So overall, even though it is a Chinese cryptocurrency, and I think they are kind of targeting more Chinese businesses, Chinese ICOs in the Asian market, it is definitely a crypto that can go worldwide and have worldwide recognition. So I'm thinking it will get a lot more publicity once it starts to grow and have more ICOs. Right now, there was Red Pulse that was launched on Neo. There is another one currently in the ICO stage. that I know of. Maybe there are more, but these are the more public ones. And probably there will be a lot more in the near future. So this is Neo, the Chinese Ethereum, a very, very good project. Last on my list, number 5, is Monero. A lot of people, when they think about Bitcoin, they have an opinion that it is very anonymous, very secure, that bad people are using it for drug dealing, for laundering money and stuff like that, but in essence, it's not that secure. All the transactions are written in a blockchain, and once you want to get the money out from an exchange, you will need to basically approve your identity, and then all the transactions can be traced back to you. So it's not really that secure. And yeah, you can say that maybe they will be not using exchanges, maybe they will transfer Bitcoin from one person to another, but someday they will still need money and to pay people or something like that, and not that many people accept Bitcoin. So yeah, Monero on the other hand is a much more private, much more secure and anonymous cryptocurrency. And on the list of cryptocurrencies, Monero is number 7, and Dash also has anonymity functions, but it is not their main thing that they do. So I'm saying that Monero is the biggest anonymity cryptocurrency out there. So with Monero, even though you go and buy it through an exchange, once you send it to your wallet and you start making exchanges, there is no linking back to you. So you become anonymous, and it's very hard to track it back. So if you think Bitcoin is anonymous, then you should learn more about Monero. And I think the blacknet or all the dark stuff will probably go more through Monero if that happens and stuff like that. So this is why I wanted to mention it in this list, and it will probably get a lot more publicity in the future. So this is it for my list of 5 cryptocurrencies. It was Ripple, NAM, IOTA, NEO, and Monero. I think that we will hear a lot more about them in the near future, and why not learn about them now? So if you're interested in any of them, do a little bit of research and yeah, educate yourself. These are the cryptos of the future, definitely. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments below and I will try to answer them. And I will see you in the next video.